Welcome to the Founders 15 of Fame, the segment that is transforming the game and taking you behind the brand, behind the logo, and directly into the mind of the founders that are building your favorite companies. In an era where AI is leaving us questioning what is real and what is crafted, this is your chance to hear authentic stories straight from the source. No filters, no scripts, just genuine conversations to show you who's really running the show.
Quick favor, over 60% of you who are regularly watching this podcast haven't yet subscribed. You know how this works. If you can take a moment to subscribe, like, and follow on your favorite podcast platform, it helps me more than you know. I'm able to attract greater guests, add more value to your life, and I want to thank you again for playing the game with me.
I'm excited for this chat today. This is an individual who is paving the way and changing in everything they do in the wellness space, which I do love, and her energy is infectious. Skye, introduce yourself to our listeners. What do you do? Where are you from? And how long have you been in business?
G'day everyone. My name is Skye Swift. I am a pharmacist. I live on the Gold Coast of Australia, and I've been a pharmacist for over 20 years. And I've been a pharmacy business owner for over 16 years. And I'm also a optimization and health facilitator. So I love taking entrepreneurs to the next level, whether it be health, wellness, energy, capacity, longevity, or, more soulful if people need to break through anything. So yeah, I love what I do.
I've seen you online, I've met you in person, and your energy is infectious. So clearly what you do works, because I feel like everyone could use a little bit more energy. When you say optimize, because I love that about optimizing your time, optimizing your mind, and it's such a busy world at the moment and busy minds, and there's so much just noise everywhere. So how do you go about doing that for your clients?
So we actually work at the subconscious level of mind. And so people in the entrepreneurial space will have probably started to hear more and more about the subconscious, because it's actually running 90% of our life. So no matter who you are as an adult, about 90 to 95% of our life is actually coming from a place of mind that's under our awareness, but it is controlling most of our life. And when I learned that about 6 years ago, that changed my whole life. It changed my attitude, my contentment, my trajectory, the way I do business, the way I parent, and the way I work with my customers in the pharmacy. And also I started a new business to help people free their hearts and minds from things that just have been holding them back or keeping them limited, or, contributing to internal stress. So it's truly transformative.
It really is. Now, if people aren't really, like you say, it's in the subconscious, so they're not really aware, what's the first steps to helping people become more aware to bring it to the conscious?
So yeah, we actually don't discuss the word subconscious usually with our clients, but basically we just start with them. We say, hey, how are you? What's going on for you? And how would you like it to be instead? So we identify what's holding them back, or what goals they would like to achieve. So we can start anywhere. People don't need to know. They just, if someone's got a goal, we can start there. And then we identify any hidden blocks, and we just transform those with them layer by layer until it all just fades away, and the internal power, strength, communication, just real authenticity comes out of people. And that's when they really shine, when there's nothing holding them back. And that's what I experienced personally. And so now I just love doing that with others.
I really do feel that energy and that passion you've got in everything you do. What's one of the biggest problems that people come to you with? Is it that they don't know, or what is it, and how do you help them solve it?
Yeah, well, it's awesome because people experience it completely differently. So we have some people, some high performing entrepreneurs that, because they're all not sure what we do. And so they're like, oh, okay, it's just experiential. So everyone actually, all our clients come just because of my energy, and they're like, I want what you have. And so for them, we just do it layer by layer. So for some people, we start with reducing internal stress so that they can sleep better. And then the communication, people are becoming better communicators. They have greater capacity, greater energy. People who are going through transition, that's a huge one as well. So depending on where the people are at in their life, you can be the most financially successful person in the world, but there can still be a void or an emptiness inside sometimes, or just a lack of fulfillment. And so that's probably the biggest thing I love working with, because that was actually my story, So I, looked happy and confident, and I was always successful, but I was always like, now what? Now what? So I was continually striving and achieving. And I was like, when I get this, I'll be happy. When I get to this wage, when I get to this, when I buy this pharmacy, when I'm looking after these staff, I just kept going. And then one day I was like, there's got to be more. And then, when you're ready, the teacher appears, and that's when neuroscience and quantum science crossed my field. And just layer by layer, I started to notice beliefs that I had that I didn't actually serve me. I just didn't feel it. And, so for example, my parents' religious beliefs and all things like that, internally, they created a feeling of not being enough within me, but I didn't even know that. So that was the fascinating thing. We don't actually know what our subconscious things are. And that's why it's great to have a facilitator, because it comes up. You get to see from a different perspective. And so just layer by layer, I just dissolve those. And I just started loving myself so much, not egotistically, just a deep satisfaction, peace and love, no matter where I was or what I was doing. Because previously, life felt like Groundhog Day for me. I'd eat, sleep, work, repeat. And I was like, what's the point of life? What's the point of all of it? And when you make the money, then what? And so now I'm just so happy and so fulfilled. And I wake up on a Monday morning or Wednesday morning, it doesn't matter. And I'm just excited for the day, excited for the opportunities, who I'm going to meet, who I'm going to bump into. There's just this real magic to life that we can miss when we're caught up in our head.
Oh, I love that. And you just said something very close to me, which is that you love Mondays and Wednesdays, like you love every day. I'm going to do a speech, and one of the themes is that I want people, it's like a goal of mine generally, that I want people to love Mondays as much as they love Sundays, which is all about who you work, what do you do, who's in your corner. And instead of going into work, I feel too many people go in their day to day wishing their hours away. And so that's great that you found such enlightenment and you're able to show people the way to go. There is something else, or just how to change their mindset in getting a different perspective, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. And is at such a deep level, and that's why it's so effective, because the subconscious, not only is it responsible for 95% of our day and our personality, it actually processes up to 1 million-fold faster than the conscious mind. So if you want to make a change, this becomes your new normal. And it just transforms so much quicker. So it's just, for me, it's like a biohack. It's honestly like a cheat code to success and fulfillment, love, joy, peace. And it's all, I'm a pharmacist. I need science. So this is not manifesting. It's not woo. It's completely science-backed. I mean, the fact that placebos are studied and their effectiveness is phenomenal with no side effects. So essentially, yeah, you can placebo your life. There's many well-renowned scientists like Bruce Lipton who can vouch for this, and Dr. Joe Dispenza's in the field, Peter Crone. So it's getting more and more recognition, and I just love it, because especially when I'm in the pharmacy, people come to me and they'll ask for a medicine for something, and they'll tell me everything that's wrong with them. And I'll say, just so you know, none of that's a bad luck. Like, none of that's an accident. Often we suppress emotions and they manifest in the body. The body keeps the score. And, I've had 80-year-old ladies just break down in front of me and say, yeah, I was molested when I was 3. And people need to know that, yeah, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. And there is things that they can do about it. There is freedom on the other side, no matter what people have been through. No one's journey is the same, but I believe we're all here to transcend things. So, we will all suffer pain, but we will all experience pain, but the suffering, it can be processed and minimized. So that's my joy.
You can heal the scars is what I'm hearing, and that there's a way, and there's people here to help, which is exactly what you're doing for people, which just sounds phenomenal. I know in today's world, it's getting, for me, feeling noisier and more confusing, and between what's artificial and what's real, which is the reason I've started this segment as well. So people know, oh, there's real people behind these businesses and brands, and this one's real and it's not just an AI bot. Because humans, I know that AI will take is going on a trajectory, but the human and the human race, we're not going anywhere, and we still need that connection. We still have those emotions, and we still need to feel and connect in a way to ourselves, but it sounds like what you're saying, and then to others. I'm really intrigued. So what sort of programs do you offer? Are they long-term? People can see you one-off? How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so we used to do one-offs, and you can definitely get a change in the one-off, but we love the 12-week programs because that's real transformation. Because we've spent decades becoming who we are and taking on these different programs and conditioning of society and people around us. And so we love being on the journey with people. It lights us up. So we do one-on-ones. My business partner is actually phenomenal. She's an ultra athlete. She's worked in the health and wellness space her whole life. So she's just, and in corporate wellness. So she's just excellent. So she does all our one-on-ones. And it's remarkable. And, I put my money where my mouth is. So I actually employ her to facilitate my pharmacy staff. And it's so beautiful because they approach me more, they communicate, they're speaking the same language, they're more patient with each other, more loving, more understanding. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The team culture. See what you've gelled on there is that you're not even just talking about the individual anymore, but the butterfly effect of self-healing or doing self-work and what that's doing now for your team and your company and your culture. And I'm sure not that it was the intention, but I'm sure maybe from that you're seeing growth and scaling and profit uplift from having a happier team. With that?
Yeah, definitely. And also more staff retention, so less churn.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a huge cost in business. And I think that's why, because I follow when I've cleared the clutter of my mind, I can literally hear my soul. So I know where to walk, who to talk to, and I have synchronicities all the time. And so I'm just so drawn to help entrepreneurs and high performers, public figures, because the reason is they've got such a big impact. And so when they start feeling more free and more internally loving, the ripple effect is just spread so much further and faster. And so that's just an organic passion and niche that I love working with.
Oh, it's just inspiring. And like I said, the first time I met you, your energy was infectious, and it just vibrates out, and people want to be around you, and you lift them up naturally. So it is a phenomenal thing. Now, you are based on the Gold Coast, but do you work with anyone from anywhere?
Yeah. So ours is completely online. So we have the one-on-ones, which I mentioned. Yeah, we have clients in America, and so there's no barrier there. And we also have some group programs because obviously, people have different readinesses, but we have a really cool 30-day change project, which is a group program. So it's like snack size wisdom every single day, and self-reflection, and also a self-chosen action step. So like you mentioned earlier, there's so much distraction in today's world, so many shiny things. And so we all benefit from focus and follow-up. So we don't love the word accountability, but focus and follow-up. So when we have the focus and just people to connect with and commit to and to show up for, man, we have seen huge transformations over those months. So we do you do your own thing each day, and then just a weekly group call, which is optional. But it's just really nice to connect that way and support people.
I'm a big believer and a big advocate for people finding their people. I say it often on my shows as when I'm speaking with people, because usually all these founders and entrepreneurs have gone through quite a lot of tribulations and triumphs throughout their journey. And then when they're talking about people, they're feeling lost or not to it. I'm like, you have your people, you just need to be brave and ask for it. And it sounds like you're building a really great community. So if anyone is out there and they're looking maybe for some guidance, maybe they don't know their problem, maybe their head's a bit noisy, maybe they want to scale their business. It sounds like you're like, once you focus and work on you, you can take them anywhere.
Yeah, well, because it all starts within, no matter what you want, whether it's success, better health, a better body. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It all starts internally. And there's so much science behind this. So for one, when you get clear on what you want, the reticular activating system in the brain looks for it. So they say that neuroscience, says that our negativity bias is about 75%. So because when we're young, our parents are like, watch out, be careful, don't. So to keep us safe, we have this 75% negativity bias, and that's just so limiting. Yeah. And that's running 95% of the day. And so we transform that. I'd say my negativity bias now is about 10%, which is beautiful and freeing.
Yeah.
And then also when it comes to your energy, it's actually like, I didn't used to believe in energy. Yeah, people talk to me about energy or frequency. I used to roll my eyes, and it just wasn't for me. But then when I learned the science behind it, I was like, so we're actually, thoughts and emotions actually emit frequency from the body. And so you actually do find your people because you can feel it. So when you get a vibe about someone, you're literally getting an energy vibe, a vibration, and everything is vibration. The reason people can hear me right now is because the vibration on their eardrum, we can see each other because the vibration on our optic nerve. So everything's actually energy, and energy doesn't lie. And so therefore you will be attracted or repelled from what aligns with your energy or not.
That's good. And I think I like that space. I've been around the space for a little while. And what I wanted to emphasize what you just said is like pretty much you attract it. So as hard as it can be, sometimes that self-reflection of, is there stuff going on in your life you don't like? And how have I attracted it? And then what can I do to?
And it's so freeing. Like, so we're very accountable and responsible for it, which is like, oh, damn, it's me again. So like if my husband annoys me, like I used to be like, you this, you that. And then I was like, hang on, I'm the one getting triggered. What within me is being triggered? Because it's all perspective, it's all reflection, it's all experience. And so now it's awesome because there's less blame. Like, there's just no blame anymore, because it's like, okay, doesn't mean we condone everything, but it's like, what within me is still a little bit wounded there. And again, we might not know it because it usually stems from childhood. But yeah, so there's a huge amount of accountability, but that we can be responsible. So the best part is I don't need anyone or anything to be different for me to be happy. My happiness all stems from within, and that is powerful.
That is very, very powerful. I think, as you were saying at the start, Skye, you were talking about how you were almost not getting burnt out. You didn't use those words, but you were striving, and how do I earn more money? And when I earn more money, I'll be happier. And when I earn this, and it was all this external factors to make you happy. And now you totally reverse that. And I think if you're helping people on that journey to get that inner happiness, that's just changing the world in ways you wouldn't even realize, with the ripple effects from them, their families, their children. So it's a very amazing thing what you're doing.
It's so beautiful. And it just, when I talk about fulfillment, it doesn't mean you just stop. It means you now can create from love and creativity rather than fear or reactivity. So it actually, for the entrepreneurs that don't want to get too comfortable, because a lot of people actually use their pain as fuel. We just change the fuel source, so that you can be driven by something more sustainable and satisfying, not to crush something else. So yes, it's really like everyone has stuff. Everyone has stuff. Like, even I still have stuff. So
Everyone has stuff.
Yeah, it's continual life, that this is what life is, to transcend our stuff. So
I like that. So if someone's listening and going, oh, maybe, or am I right? What would you say? And what would be the first steps you suggest to them to make a difference in their life? Because you've got to make the most. And I always say, well, in your rocking chair, what are the moments you're going to be remembering most? And usually it's not the small stuff you're sweating. So what should we be telling people to do right now?
Be more gentle on themselves. So quite often it's actually our thoughts. Everything stems from our thoughts. So it's our thoughts. We actually feel suffering and resistance because of where we think we should be instead. But if we can just actually accept what has happened, not condone it necessarily, but accept what has happened and know that if it was supposed to be any different, then it would have been different, but it wasn't. So for our growth in this lifetime, whatever has happened for us to transcend. So right now, give yourself a break. Give yourself, some forgiveness, some compassion, some love, whatever it is that's stirred up in you. And first, be gentle on yourself and take a break. Take a breath. And then consider, how would you like it to be instead? Because it's your choice. It's your choices. You are actually in control of you. So you're control of your thoughts, so just find a better feeling thought. I never encourage anyone to fake it till they make it. I mean, because that's energy doesn't lie. But where can you find a better feeling thought in the moment? So if it's, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at this yet, or I'm improving. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Just those small things, because your body, your mind, your body, your reality actually listens to your thoughts. So make them gentle, make them loving, make them encouraging. And your life will start to change organically.
That's great. So I do recommend everyone to be reaching out to you, Skye, just even to have a look. We'll have all your details down below, but do you want to just give a shout out to either your Instagram that you'd send people to or your website?
Yeah, well, Instagram's a great place to start because it's just more casual, more fun. So that's at Skye, Skye, Skye_Swift. So that's a lot of fun. And then for our entrepreneurs, my website is optimizehealthandbusiness.com.
I love that. You do have a very fun name. So you're meant for light energy, Skye Swift. It is brilliant. It is brilliant.
You're like a Bond girl, Skye Swift.
Yeah. You've got the energy, you've got the name. It's like double barrel Skye Swift. Thank you so much. I feel like this was like a light therapy session for myself. So it's been beautiful. As I said, I love what you do. I recommend everyone and anyone just check you out and even start following you to start to feel the energy and just see where you can improve your own life. It all starts in your mind. And even if it's just catching yourself with that negative reprimand you just did, why aren't I here? Like you said, you're exactly where you need to be right now in the moment. And then you can change your future by just changing the way you think and feel about yourself. But I recommend everyone check you out. Thank you so much, Skye, for your time. You are an absolute angel in this world.
I really enjoyed it and I appreciate it. So thank you.